Hi, today is Thursday, July 16th. I've enjoyed this week having some of the kids from the pastoral staff with me. Today it's just me, and I'm going to talk about faithfulness again, actually, about faithful in all things, big and small. When I was in university at Southwestern in Waxahachie, I came home from the summer to my dad's church in Houston, and they were in between youth pastors, so I filled in. It wasn't a really large youth group at the time, probably about 30 kids, and I did the youth services, and I was there for the kids, and did the games with them. I probably wasn't that deep theologically. I was a lot of fun. I was probably 19, 20 years old. There was a family that started coming to the church, and the girl was probably 13. And she would tell me these little secrets, just pull me aside. Hey, I got to tell you something, and tell me something that I thought I don't even know why she's telling me. And to her, it was a secret, but it'd be like, I can't even explain. Like, I wore a yellow shirt yesterday. Okay. And, everything was very hush hush secret. So I just knew this little girl would tell me things that didn't matter. And that was, I thought, her way of connecting. Well, I announced on a Wednesday night that it was my last Wednesday and I was about to go back to university. I had enjoyed being with them for the summer. The next morning, I received a call at the office from this little girl. And she said, I've told you all these secrets all summer. And I'm sitting there thinking, nothing was secret. It's little things. My fish died. I wore a yellow shirt. My best friend won't talk to me. Just little things. I said, yeah. She goes, and you never told anybody. And I'm thinking, no. Again, nothing to tell. So she said, because you didn't tell anybody, I trust you. I was like, well, great. She said, I'm going to miss you. I was like, well, I'll miss you too, but I'll be back. And then she went on, because she trusted me, to tell me how she was being sexually abused horrifically by more than one person. And this little girl, God love her, she was so wounded. But she was trying to just see if I would be faithful with the little things she was telling me so she could trust me with the big. Thankfully, the laws in Texas are, if a child tells you that they're being abused, you must tell. And we got that girl help, praise God. Faithfulness is important to people. I want to read some scriptures out of Luke, the first one, 16:10. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. And whoever is dishonest with very little will also be dishonest with much. Are you trustworthy? Are you dependable? Are you faithful? This is one of the things that our society really needs. Galatians 5:22 and 23, the fruit of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience. I mean, we love those things, right? We love the fruit of the Spirit, how they keep building on one another and keep drawing us closer until we get to this point right here this week where we're looking at faithfulness. We've come out of kindness, goodness, and into faithfulness. Kindness means I'm going to be nice to you. Goodness means I'm going to do the right thing and encourage you and lift you up, even though it may be tough sometimes. And then when we come to faithfulness, because I can have the goodness of God in me and I've reached that level that I am morally right before God and righteous, I want that, then I'm faithful to what God says is important. And I will do the things I need to do. You can't fake faithfulness. Either you're faithful or you're not. The fruit this week is lemon. Nothing else tastes like a lemon. A lime kind of does, but it's different. Doesn't taste like lemon. And I have some Simply Lemonade all natural that I got because nothing tastes like lemon. So I hadn't had this one, but it sounded good and refreshing in summer. So let me try it for you. Yeah, that's good. It tastes like a lemon. A little tart, a little sweet, really good. Luke 16:12. Let's look at verse 11. It says, so if you've not been trustworthy in handling worldly wealth, who will trust you with true riches? So this faithfulness goes into the financial arena. You may say, well, I want to be blessed. I want God to trust me. Well, can he trust you with what you have? I've had people say, I've been a pastor for many years, so I've heard a lot of things. And I've heard this more than once. Pastor, you may not agree with me playing the lottery, but I'm telling you, if I win the lottery, I am going to make this church rich. And I'm thinking, you're probably spending your tithe money on lottery because you don't tithe to this church. You barely give any offerings. And if you can't be trusted with a little bit, what would make me think that you're going to be trusted with a lot if you ever hit jackpot playing with God's tithe money? So, it's laughable to me. I want to be faithful with the finances God puts into my hands. I'm a tither. I give offerings. I give away to people. And I watch the money God puts in my hands just kind of expand because I'm a funnel and it flows through me. And if God can trust me with a little bit, because that's what I started out with, then he can trust me with more and more and more. Luke 16:12 goes on to say, and if you have not been trustworthy with someone else's property, who will give you property of your own? So it's so important that we need to be careful, even with other people's stuff, other people's property, that we treat things right, that we're faithful not only to God, but we're faithful to other people, to do the right thing with their stuff, to treat them well. Faithfulness goes a long way. When someone sees a faithful person, they found a jewel. Someone that is just consistent. It's going to be there. It's going to do the right thing because they've already gone through all these other gifts and worked on it. And at this point, they've hashed out so much in their life that they know what they believe and they stick to it. This church, Freedom, is made up of people like that. Faithful people filled with the fruit of faithfulness, bearing it, faithfulness, consistency. We have some powerful leaders here. We have some powerful parishioners here. We have a powerful congregation of people who just say, I'm committed. I'm committed. And so I thank God that I get to be part of a body of believers that has faithfulness in its very core. It's integrity. You may say, well, I'm new to Freedom, or I don't even attend Freedom. I'm just checking out the Devos. Well, you need faithfulness. If you don't have it, you need faithfulness in your life that people can count on you. And you know what? The more faithful I am, I realize I can count on myself more and God can count on me. So let me speak faithfulness into your life. I just declare today that you will begin to live a faithful life, coming out of kindness where you treat people right, and goodness where you declare the right things of God, entering into faithfulness. Now that you know how to treat people and do the right thing and say the right thing, you will be consistent in it. Over and over and over again, you will be faithful to your task. You'll be faithful to your job. You'll be faithful in your family. You'll be faithful in your friendships. You'll be faithful with your money, faithful in every area. I declare that, I speak it over you, and I believe it. One of our prophetic council members, Jason Morgan, at a meeting recently, said here's what he feels is coming to America, that people are going to begin to get afraid, fearful, and hoard their money, get tight with their money, pull it close and say, I'm not going to share it. And he said, actually, the opposite is what we need to do. We need to trust God and be extravagant in our giving. Just give yourself into a blessing. Be faithful with what God has put in your hand. You may say, that sounds crazy. You know what's crazy? Thinking that you have all the answers and that you're holding on to something is going to fix it. Trust God. So I want to be generous in this time. I want to be faithful to the Lord. I want to be faithful to what I've been called to do. I want to be faithful with my finances. And I appreciate that word, Jason Morgan, that this is the time not to hoard and hang on tight, but to be generous as God speaks to our hearts. I love you guys. I thank you for being part of our Devos, and thank you for being faithful.